Good afternoon everyone, I hope you're well. This is Andy at Audi Upgrades. It's been a very busy weekend this weekend. I've had the privilege of working on this 2020 Audi e-Tron fully electric vehicle. A customer reached out to me a few months ago in the back end of 2023 and wanted a couple of little extras that he had on previous vehicles that he missed on this new one. So the first one was a heated steering wheel. So the Audi e-Tron can have a heated steering wheel on it. This is his old wheel, which I've now obviously swapped over and are editing a photo there of the new wheel. Even though it actually looks the same, it's hard to tell that it's actually a heated one, but there are differences between the wheels. You can't retrofit the heater elements into a non-heated wheel. You have to actually get hold of, either buy brand new or potentially source a good quality second-hand one, heated steering wheel. So we've retrofitted that and coded it up to the car. So now you've got all the options on the air conditioning console to enable the heated steering wheel. And you can also configure this star button here, the multifunction button, to turn the heated steering wheel on and off, as well as the touchscreen button on the MMI system. The second retrofit was the customer wanted some more support in the seats, kind of on the side bolsters. So managed to source a sports seat from another e-Tron that had been in an accident and was being stripped down from a verified breakers yard here in the UK. So he's managed to get hold of that seat, because the sports seats, brand new from Audi, are about £4,000 to buy. So a lot of money, but managed to source a second-hand one at a fraction of the cost. And to be fair, it is in very good condition. Just needed a bit of a clean, really. It was just a bit dirty, but nothing that a bit of seat cleaner and good leather cleaner can't sort out. So I've swapped that over, and he has memory seats from the factory. So I've coded up the new seat to be memory seat capable. So he's got a like-for-like swap in effect. And there'll be some photos here of the new seat and the old seat as well. So that's all gone in and fine. And when he can source one for the front passenger of the same type, unfortunately the passenger seat in the car that was being broken wasn't suitable. The airbags had gone off on it, so the leather had ripped and so forth, so was unable to purchase that one as well. But luckily they're all the same colour, so it doesn't look too bad, and it's got the diamond stitching and so forth. So that's been done. And then the third retrofit was keyless entry. So the customer didn't have keyless entry on this vehicle, where you can just grab the door handle to open the car as long as you've got the key on your possession. And conversely, you can just swipe your back of your finger. I always find, for those of you that have got keyless entry, this little square symbol here, you're supposed to kind of touch with your thumb. I actually find the back of your index finger provides a much better response. So on my own car, I just swipe my back of my finger on the door handle. You'll find that's a lot more responsive, in my opinion. You'll find that's a lot more responsive than trying to prod it. So yes, obviously lock the car and then grab the handle to open it. So taking the door handles out of all four doors, put the sensors in the door handles that have to be fitted for keyless entry, all the wiring that has to go through the doors into the main car, all the way to the back of the car, wired up, and then obviously code the car, tell it it's capable of keyless entry, and then enable the keyless entry functionality. On these newer cars, you can turn, even though you have keyless entry fitted, you've now got the option to turn it off and on the MMI. So there's an option on the screen that says something like open with convenience key, I think they call it, under the central locking settings, and you can slide that on and off to disable the keyless entry system just through the MMI. So if people want to turn it off for perhaps security concerns on their own vehicle, then as long as you've got that option, you can do that as well. In addition, fitted a new button to the power tailgate. So on a non-keyless entry car, it just has a single button just to close the tailgate, the boot, as I should say, in the UK. But on a keyless entry vehicle, it's actually got two buttons. One to close the boot, and the second one is a padlock symbol, and that closes the boot and locks the car as long as all the doors are shut. So you can kind of get all your stuff out the back of your boot, hit that padlock button, the boot will close, and then the wing mirrors will fold in if you've got that enabled, and all the doors will lock. So it's just a little extra function. The only thing we haven't added on the keyless entry retrofit on this vehicle is the boot gesture system, or the boot kick gesture system, which is where you kind of kick your foot under the back of the boot. If you've got, hands are full of bags and what have you, and as long as you've got the key in your pocket and so forth, you can kick your leg under the middle of the boot and the boot will open, and conversely you can kick it again if you're getting stuff out of the boot and your hands are full, and the boot will close. But we haven't fitted that. That's an optional extra. If you order keyless entry from factory, generally all the Audis, I think, come with that feature, but in the retrofit world, it's an option. You don't have to have it, but you can have it if you like. So if he changes his mind in the future, we can add that on. But yeah, other than that, that's about it really. A few little coding tweaks just to turn a few features on. Nothing out of the ordinary there. But yes, I'll just quickly grab his car key just to show you this. So obviously, so you've got the key in your hand, and you can grab the door handle and the car unlocks, and as I say, swipe with the back of your finger, just like that. I find that gives a better response. And again, on all 4 doors as well, and then the back of your finger, like that, and obviously on the other 2 doors on the other side. So really pleased with this. Very neat. I've taken my time, made sure all the cables are run very neatly, safely, tightly, tucked away so there's no rattles and all of that. And I'm actually personally really pleased with this. It's turned out really, really well. Not done keyless entry on an e-Tron before, but the principles of it are the same as cars I have done it on, so just apply those principles. I've got to be honest, the hardest part of this retrofit is the door handles themselves. Getting them out and back into the doors can be a right, for want of a better term, pig of a job, especially if the mechanism falls away that the handle holds on to open and close the door, especially on these newer doors where they've got the kind of electric door lock. So you only have to open the door, you've only got to pull the door handle a smidge and it will open. Whereas on the older cars, you've got to kind of open it all the way because it pulls a Bowden cable to release the door lock. So there's an extra mechanism in there you've got to kind of navigate around, and you can get yourself into a right mess if you don't know what you're doing in getting the door handles back, because they're quite important because you can't lock the car without them. But yes, really happy with it, and I hope that was of interest. And if you have any questions, please do let me know. Many thanks.